Hello, friends. It's us, Tiff
and Sarah,
bringing you Conversations in a Jar, where we pull random topics to get the conversation started.
Okay, hi friends.
Welcome back to Conversations in a Jar. What you guys don't know is we pulled this beautiful topic called Topic Off Limits at the Holiday Dinner Table. We recorded an entire conversation around this topic and we didn't record it. So here we are again.
We're just going to revisit since we pulled it and had the conversation, but it was such a good conversation. We're just going to have it again.
We're going to have it again. Topics off limits at the holiday dinner table.
Yeah.
What we were talking about more than just topics verbally at the dinner table. It's just people mannerisms, right, joining together, how awkward it can be during the holidays. And then having like your seasoned people that are in your life,
right?
And
seasoned, how more mature,
how they come in and like tell you how to run your household or raise your kids, and how that can kind of be a little daunting during the holidays. Mm-hmm. But
well, and I think it's a balance of what side of the family it is. I mean, because there's a difference between my mom's side and my dad's side. Big difference there. There's a difference between my side of the family and Josh's side of the family. And Josh's side of the family, whether it's his dad or his mom, his parents are divorced. Mm-hmm. And so we got blended on both sides of that.
Yeah.
So that can be, it's different in each household we're in. Now, if we're hosting, we're never hosting everybody. We can't have everybody under one roof.
It's a lot.
We don't. At least Josh's family, my family can be with either side of his, but his side we keep pretty separate. Mm-hmm. I think the last time
there's always different vibes with different families.
Yeah,
there's like for me there was always we've got my mom's side growing up, which I know we've talked about my grandmother before. God rest her soul. I love her, miss her. But she was such a little hottie. So it was whatever, guy she had at the time until she was married again. But we always had so much fun. And we always had like cooked lasagna and did all that kind of stuff. And normally, I think the other difference that's coming to mind is like I saw her all the time and I was over there all the time. And then whereas my grandma on my dad's side, I was there like some weekends if I could be, and the summer. So there was different conversations and catching up to do on that side versus my grandma, we see each other all the time. So now we're just excited about this anticipation. And so, but at that house, my grandma, like, she would not tolerate any type of shitty conversations or politics, or she saw it was getting elevated. My grandma would be like, we're not talking about that because this isn't where this is the holidays, right? Very rarely though, we were just loud and boisterous, and politics definitely not. But then like on my dad's side, my grandma was that's where I learned.
Were you guys divided in politics? Is that why?
I think what's interesting and very irritating now for me is like my grandma she's Spanish and Italian, and her parents are immigrants, and there's so much culture, but then she married a man that was Jewish. So my mom had a bat mitzvah and was adopted. So there's that changed. So that's like the other thing that's really weird about, I guess, when I reflect back on my childhood more for holiday things, because as an adult, I don't really have any family anymore. And so it was always me and Vincent. And then if Vincent had to go with his dad's, then I was by myself.
Yeah.
So there were all topics were not off limits when talking to myself. So it would so that's the only kind of info I can pull from is just experiences as an adult, maybe going to other people's houses, and then just as a kid. But I know when my sister gets everyone together, it's supposed to be fun. But I think there's always that one person.
What does that mean?
I mean, I don't know. There sometimes it's supposed to be fun, but I'm exhausted. I
Yeah.
don't enjoy the holidays now like I did when I was a kid.
Hmm.
It's a different enjoyment. It's more like I
Yeah.
can finally like rest. Everyone's fed, the food's put away. I changed my shirt. Now I can enjoy.
Mm.
And then kind of like that's when everyone's like lit up and has been drinking, and then the conversations are different.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. They shift.
I don't know. There's always those weird relatives you hear about that you don't want them to come over because they always say some off the wall shit.
Yeah. Well, uh, I feel like my side of the family, there really isn't anything off limits. I feel like we talk about religion a lot
Mm.
on my mom's side of the family, just because it's such a fluid thing in beliefs and religion and everything. We have lots of different religions on
Don't
that
you think
side of
that's
the
a good
family.
topic though? If you
Totally.
can talk about it in a healthy way. I
Yeah.
love that. I
Yeah.
love that. And I don't mind talking about
Politics we
politics
don't, because
either.
we're like at two ends of the spectrum and like everywhere in between on that.
Hmm.
And I think everyone just knows to respectfully like let others have their opinions, and no one's trying to convince someone of their opinion, which is great. When we can like, if a topic of politics comes up, it's short-lived. It's not something that we all know, like, let's wrap this up,
Hmm.
because we don't want it to turn,
Right.
because it can get ugly, I think, because that's uh, politics affects so many parts of our lives, right? um
I think it brings out certain attributes, opinions, um, in
I
a way that lets you see where that person's at a little bit more than,
I feel like COVID really like shifted people into like more extremes of their beliefs and like their political standings, and they chose what part of politics is most important to them.
why do you think that is?
I don't know why,
Mm,
but I've seen it i- in my friends groups, like friendsgiving type
mhm,
groups, in my family, my nuclear family, and my like extended families, and every group
mhm.
in life have had, more people like digging in their heels of what their,
Beliefs are.
yeah, yeah, and
I
their
just think,
convictions,
yeah,
and but I think there's less tolerance for others in where they stand, which is kind of sad to me.
yeah. I think
You
that's
know?
why you don't talk about it.
Yeah, there's less tolerance.
It just puts people in a fucked up place when
Well,
you
and
talk about
it's
politics and you're like, I can't believe that you
right.
feel that way. And then
Yeah,
you're like, I can't believe you feel that way. And it's like,
right. And I don't believe that
now
that
I,
means you're this and that means you're that, and I don't believe that, and it's
it
like,
does change how people see you, feel about
yeah.
you. So I think that's a good thing to just not talk about because it keeps people, I think you can figure those things out in a more calmer way with other topics
I
rather
just
than
don't
going
think like
straight
a
to
holiday
politics.
dinner table is where to have those conversations. I think like a one-on-one coffee date is more appropriate,
Yeah.
of like
Well,
sharing your beliefs and your stances on things and why you're there, and then being able to hear someone else
yeah,
will get you further.
yeah, I think holiday topics, when you gather together as a family, it's supposed to be a great thing. It's supposed to be
Yeah.
we're ending the year together, kind of maybe sharing your timeline of how your year went and just enjoying food and drinks and laughter and games. That's how I would like holidays to
Mm-hmm.
go. But
Mm-hmm.
it's kind of crazy. Like in your friend group, I know my friend group, even just the stress of the anticipation of even going to said event,
Mm.
or said person's house. And I know I would get really stressed out going to my parents' house for the holidays.
Mm.
I mean, it wasn't as exciting because I knew it just would turn into not very exciting.
Mm.
So, but then there were holidays where they were great, but it's just holidays are a very emotional time. And I think that's something that the reason why this probably made it to the jar is because there's so much emotions and tension and stress around the holidays when you get all of these collective people together with different personalities, walks of life. Oh, and you're fucking related to them, and some of them you don't want to be. Um, it's just a ball of nervous, don't know what to do with
Yeah.
this energy, and I think people just have verbal vomit. And it's also like, I think some people get so wound up, and some people just anticipate, like, I can't wait till I see Sarah at Christmas. I'm gonna
Yeah.
tell her what I think about
Yeah.
her Instagram post finally.
Oh God,
Or
here we go.
right, or I
Mhm.
can't
Mhm.
believe that
Mhm.
she cut the boy's hair that I don't fucking know. But this is like, this is literally sometimes where you find out that holiday get-togethers are the only time people make it a point where they have to get together, and then they air their grievances.
Yeah, okay, maybe that's what the topic should be. Like, grievances are off the table. Like,
Grievance
we're
done. I
here.
don't want to hear about your dirty
Yeah,
shit or what's not working for you in your life. What are you fucking grateful for?
yeah, yeah.
But we
Well,
don't
that's
do
what,
that.
so, but I think, like you said, people are coming in with all their own everything. And even within families, like larger families,
Mm,
people are in different socioeconomic standing, like places in their lives, and
mm-hmm,
things are easier or harder or whatever. Everyone is going through their own thing, right? And they're all walking under one roof, and to celebrate the one thing that's bringing them together, whether it's Thanksgiving or Christmas or Easter or whatever, a
mm-hmm.
birthday, right?
Yeah,
Those two. But I think to keep it positive, maybe there should be, I don't have a whole lot of topics off the table.
yeah.
And luckily in the last few years it hasn't gone south at all. We've all been really respectful and had really chill holidays, which I
Mm-hmm.
love.
Yeah.
But I feel like growing up, thinking about when, like, at my grandma's house with all my aunts and uncles and cousins and everything, and those could always, it was loud because they're just a loud, voluminous
Mm-hmm.
family, and which so am I, and maybe are all families that way?
What,
I
loud and
loud.
boisterous? I think when you get all of us together, I can't see there being a family that's just like,
I think, but there could be. I don't know. It's just not in my experience at
maybe
all.
it's like a you know, an older person that has dementia that's just sitting there wondering where they're at and what they're doing. And then they remember, and then they're right back to it again. Maybe that's, I don't know, but I feel like most families are like happy or anxious to
Yeah,
see each other, or
I feel like there. There always comes a point where somebody's gonna bring up the person that didn't make it, or like
oh,
who's missing, and like,
typical so and so didn't show
or
up.
like, oh, have you heard what's
Oh
going on with
God, yeah.
them, or like something like that. And that always kind of feels uncomfortable for me, because I just really try it. Like, if you wouldn't say it to their face,
Yeah.
you probably shouldn't be saying it.
But I think that's hard for people in the holidays because they're family, so they think they can do and say whatever they want.
Yeah,
And so
and
they
I
might
think
do
some
some
people
shit like
disguise
that.
it in like concern
Yeah.
for that person, but they're really just gossiping because they're not
Right.
searching for a solution or a way to help. And that would be concern. Like, if you're trying to, like, hey, do you have a resource
Hmm.
to help? This is what I've heard is going on. How can we help? Instead of, have you heard? Oh my gosh, it's so awful.
Have you seen who Tiffany brought? Typical.
Oh my God. Right.
Typical.
Something like that. But, or, oh, they're not,
Or
whatever.
Fran brought her potato salad again. We all have to act like we like it. I don't know. The holidays are weird. It's just, we like to think it would bring out the best, but more than likely, it just brings out the worst and the crazy and the pent up. When I see them this Christmas, I'm going to tell them how I feel. Okay. Like, why are you
Yeah.
picking that time to do it when we have cell
Right.
phones that you can resolve things before Christmas so you can be fa la la la
Enjoy.
la? Okay. I don't know. But
Uh,
it's just strange.
yeah.
Holidays are weird.
Holidays are,
I think
it's tough to balance.
yeah. Well, and also, like, you think about everyone's also stressed out because of their own holiday
Hmm.
situations and their own personal homes. But
Right.
I don't know. There's really no topic off limits for me personally. Like I said, until I see someone feeling uncomfortable or someone saying unkind things,
Yeah.
then then you'll hear me say, oh, hi, everything coming out of your mouth sounds really fucking shitty, so you should probably stop. Or you can leave. Those are your two choices. You choose. I might have to do something like that. I haven't had to do something like that in years, but I think it's just hard to manage people. And that's really what the holidays is. It's just managing people. And then you have to like, weird things happen during the holidays. Like people are weird. People are weird about gifting. Actually, in my trash can, my parents got me a box of pistachio cookies from Marshall's. And yeah. And there's just odd things that, you know, I've gotten over the years that's hard to like mask your face. You're like, oh, it's just what I wanted. Is it? What are those memory sticks that you stick in the computer?
Yeah.
You know, that no one uses anymore? Those things, got one of those for Christmas with like 5 years of dust on top of it. Thanks. So like, how do you mask, like, is that a topic off discussion? I mean, I didn't say anything, but you know, afterwards I was like, that's some bullshit. That's so fucking rude. So I think those things build up too. And you don't say anything, but then there's these weird norms between families of like, oh, what's so and so going to get me this year? Do I need another blah, blah, blah? Are they always going to get me this? Or they always bring the same thing? And then I think like that builds up, and every year you anticipate the same behavior.
Yeah. Just so everyone knows,
So
I do
that
not
topic.
like the vanilla scent, just so we know.
Oh my God.
Please don't.
And I don't need any more memory cards with 10 years of dust on top of them. Thanks.
Candle or lotion of vanilla. Thanks. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like maybe clean it off so it
I
doesn't
think
look so
But
old.
to me, so I'm not like gift giving and gift receiving are not my love languages at all. I'm not gonna like, it's not the way I show love. It's certainly not how I like to receive love. And so the idea of gift giving is really uncomfortable for me often. It doesn't.
I don't mind
There's
gift
too much
giving.
stress. No, I think you love gift giving.
Really?
You love
Yeah, I
loving
like
on people
I
with
do.
gifts.
Maybe not all. Well, yeah, but I do. So, and I don't care if someone gives me a gift.
You do.
It's not a
No,
big,
yes,
I
you
don't
do.
need gifts.
You feel slighted if they didn't put thought and effort into a gift for you. Because how much effort you put out.
I don't think I do. If someone gets me something that they think that I needed, that's cool. But when someone gives you something that they clearly pulled out of their junk drawer, what is that saying?
That they were like, I don't want to come empty-handed, so I'm going to give something that I have to her.
That's way too positive. Person would never think that way.
You don't know that though.
I do. Happen to know that for a fact. It's more of a, I don't want to spend any money on this person because I hate them. And so I'm just going to bring my left shoe and put it in a bag because at least it's something. And then they can't say that I didn't give a gift, but I just.
Well, what would be better? Nothing?
Yeah. Merry fucking Christmas. I love you. Cool. I love you too. That would be perfect. I don't need gifts.
Set a standard of no gifts then.
I think that's a great idea.
Yeah,
I don't think Christmas should be about that. Yeah.
Yeah. We're totally going off topic, but I don't even let Owen, like, I wasn't allowed to make a Christmas list growing up because that's not what, it's not about receiving.
I agree.
It's about giving. And now I do let the boys, I have them make a list, but they get to say 4 things. Something they want, something they need, something to wear, something to read. That's it. They get to pick 4 things. Those are the topics. And that's it.
Yeah.
Because it's, because I do want some insight of what would bring them joy. Of course, as a parent, I want to know, I don't want to buy them something that isn't something that they would enjoy, but I also am not going to buy specific laundry list of things because that's not what the holidays are about.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
I also think it brings up a topic or an off-limit topic is if you receive something you don't like or it's not exactly what you wanted, we all got to put the face on like, so thoughtful, thank you so much, right? You don't get to have like how dare you give
Oh
me
my
this
gosh.
free item and
I
it's not
already
exactly.
had
Yeah.
this. I've
Oh,
had Owen say that before, and it is so embarrassing.
I've had
I
some
already had
moments
this. I'm
like
like, oh my
that.
gosh. You say thank you. You say
Right.
thank you.
Thank
And
you
that's
so
it.
much. And that's it. That
And
is
that's it.
it.
That is it. There's nothing more to be said but thank you.
Yeah.
I appreciate you spending time. Thanks for grabbing a bag. Thanks for putting
Yeah.
it,
I
you
don't
know what
know.
I mean? Like
It is alarming. My kids would never, they know. Thank you so much. It was so thoughtful. That's
yeah.
all they have to say. And I've had to tell
Well,
them
I
what
think
to
Owen
say.
was 4 when he said
Well,
that,
yeah, but I've had other instances with,
Mhm.
older that's like, oh, I'll just add this to my collection of
That's not okay.
no, never. And I lost my mind, but that's
Well,
a whole
it's just
nother.
because they're losing the point of it. It's not about receiving. And I think it does connect to that
Mhm.
holiday table. It's not a time to air out grievances. It's not a time
Not be grateful.
and to not right. I think you just need, if you stay focused on the topic of whatever it is gathering you for that holiday, whether it's a birthday, whether it's
Yeah.
Christmas, Thanksgiving, Easter. I'm trying to think of other, just a
I don't
summer
know.
barbecue. Like,
Yeah, it's okay. And it's
focus on
also
what you're there for.
okay to say the vibe was awesome. This topic is taking it down a notch. Let's talk about something
I
else.
love that way.
That's
That's
it.
the right way. Yeah.
Like,
Hey,
I
this
think
is
this is
changing the
bringing us
vibe of our
down. Do we need some
holiday.
music? And like, it's
Yeah.
okay to
Let's change it
be,
up.
yeah, let's put on some Christmas music because this isn't fun.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or kind of wrapping
Yeah.
it.
Oh, we always have Christmas music on at my parents' house the
Oh,
whole
yeah.
time,
The
and it's
whole
always like
month I have it on. I
Johnny
love it.
Mathis. Yes, but I mean like while we're gathering, it's always Christmas Eve for my mom and dad,
Hmm.
and
Christmas Eve
that
is so fun.
just is
It's a
a
3-day
really
thing.
really magical time. Anyway,
Anyways, I think that's it.
I think that's it,
And that's
and
that.
that's
We need you guys to
Subscribe.
your asses off, okay?
It helps get our page noticed and get us more
Updates.
followers.
Then you know about updates.
Right. So make sure you subscribe so you get notifications every time a new episode launches.
And when a new episode launches, Sarah's going to make out with you. That's a win. That's how we get more subscribers. I whore you out.
That is not how we get more subscribers.
I know Josh is going to be so mad at me. My bad.
Oh my God.